Hello, welcome to Stampin' by Hannah. Today I have a really cute little Easter project for you. How are you going to see this? There's a cream egg in there. So, and it sits in there and balances really, really well. So, as well as being an Easter project, it's also a celebration project as part of Celebration Week over on my blog. www.stampinbyhannah.co.uk, and celebration runs from, well, it started on 6th of January but it runs through to the 31st of March, and for any £45 you spend you get to choose one of these fabulous products out of the celebration book, and some lovely new products. I've got to say, I apologise for this, this has just come off my printer because I haven't got my proper copy yet, but can you see we have a really lovely new stamp and some baker's twine and buttons in the new in colours. There's this stamp set which is just gorgeous. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. Oh, it's called Nature's Perfection, it's beautiful. And some Sheer Perfection designer vellum, which is 6x6 printed vellum, which coordinates with that stamp set, so it's gorgeous. And I haven't got any. I'll admit that I haven't got any yet. By the time of filming this, I haven't got any. By the time you get to watch this, fingers crossed it's arrived. But we shall see. So, to make this little cream egg holder, you need 2 pieces of cardstock. I would suggest using cardstock for this. This is technically DSP, but it's harder, firmer DSP. It's the Irresistibly Yours designer series paper from the celebration. It's in this celebration booklet, and if you turn to the page 15 it's on, and you can see it, and it just looks really dull because they're not exciting, are they? But when it comes and it looks all white, and then you shine the light off it and realise how, oh, it's beautiful. So this one I have inked up in So Saffron because I was thinking cream egg, Easter, yellow. This one I'm going to do in Pool Party. So I've got my Pool Party ink and my sponge, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my sponge and then just get the colour on. And I'm not fussy, I quite like the kind of splodgy look of this. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you use a spritzer, you fill one of our spritzers up with some re-inker and some water or rubbing alcohol, you can get a kind of lovely, you can see it bends this, you get kind of more solid colour, but I like doing it this way. I like getting inky fingers and getting all messy. So one of the great things about this paper, it's an embossed resist, so it's already pre-embossed with the pattern in a kind of, I can't decide, I think it's probably white, kind of embossing, like an embossing powder, and it's on white, so when it comes it just looks like white sheets. You ink it up and magic things happen. So I've now got my 2 pieces that are now coloured in Pool Party. I haven't even told you the measurements, have I? This piece is 3 inches by 3 inches. Sorry, I haven't got the metric measurements to hand. And this piece is 2 inches by 10 and 5/8 of an inch. So we're going to score. I'm going to use my stamping trimmer for this at 4 1/4 inches on the long side of this piece, and we're going to do that on both sides, just like that. And then on the square piece, this is 3 inches by 3 inches, we're going to score at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. And then with your paper snips, just chop up either side of those little the rectangles into the squares, and fold. And this makes the kind of base that our egg will go into. So if you then take this piece and just fold in one of the side pieces, and with your 1-inch circle punch, insert the punch. You can see it centrally that way, but to get it centrally this way, if you insert it just past, you can see this, you can see the coloured bit of the cardstock. If you insert the punch just so it's just at the top of that and punch, it should be pretty much in the middle at the front. I thought that was really clever when I realised that. And I'm not a liquid glue fan normally, but I'm going to use Tombow for this, just because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. So a bit of Tombow on each one of the 4 squares on the corners, and then we're going to fold them in, and you do need to hold it just for a second. I've got too much glue. I'm sorry if you can hear the telly in the other room. James is in today. I meant to do this yesterday when he was out, and I was just exhausted and it just didn't happen. So I've now got sticky gluey fingers. So you now have like a little box top. Oh, they're really sticky now. So with our long piece, going to leave that to dry. With our long piece, you want to fold on both the score lines, and then we're going to take our tag topper punch. I've got the scalloped tag topper, but this would work just as well with the ornate or the angled. And because it's a 2-inch wide strip, you just insert it in, all the way in, and punch it down. And that gives us lovely ends and holes and everything already. So I'm going to spray this with my finger. And then that bit then goes in there and holds the egg. So just to attach it in, I'm actually just going to use some fast fuse for speed. Just pop a bit of fast fuse, or glue, on the long side of each of those score lines. Pop your little egg base in and fold them up. And then you can insert your egg, which will sit perfectly in the punch out. And then to close it, I've got some Pool Party cotton ribbon, and I only need a very little bit just to pop through there. And then some baker's twine. That's stuck to me. I've got really sticky fingers with that Tombow. That's why I don't use Tombow very often, because I just end up with it everywhere. And then once you've tied your first knot, the rest of it should come together. Just like that. There we go. And that is my little Easter cream egg holder, all ready for Easter and kids' parties. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.